Well done. For further analysis, we're joined from Copenhagen by Egypt's ambassador to Denmark, His Excellency Ambassador Karim Sharif. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to Qnews. Let me here start, Your Excellency, by asking you, how significant is the role of Egyptian expatriate votes in shaping the final Senate elections outcome?
Well, thank you very much for hosting me. And of course, we have been opening the electorate process since 9 a.m. in the morning. Of course, we don't have a very big community here in Denmark, between 5,000 and 6,000. However, they are very much interested in participating, and they believe, of course, that this is a recognition that they constitute a natural extension of their homeland abroad. And of course, they are also politically aware of the importance of these elections in shaping the future of the Egyptian society and the Egyptian community. So, of course, we have been in contact with our community since before the elections, and they have shown a lot of interest in coming and in participating. So it has been actually a very nice day. It has been very smooth, and actually, everything has been going in the right direction.
Now, what are the mechanisms put in place to ensure transparency and prevent irregularities during those overseas voting?
As you had mentioned before, of course, under the instructions of Minister Badr Abdulati, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and under the supervision of Deputy Minister Nabil Habashi, as well as the collaboration with the National Commission for Elections, there has been an electoral system that has been designed electronically in order to facilitate the process of electing. And of course, at the same time, we have been communicating with the National Commission of Elections since 1 week in order to get trained and to train all the people who are working on this system. So in order to ensure, that the elections are done in the right way. And of course, in this context, all the logistical and organizational facilities have been provided in order to help the Egyptian community to elect. Of course, it's an electronic system where everyone casts their votes, and of course, the votes are counted at the end, and of course, they are announced at the right time. So it's a very, transparent process, and it provides a suitable environment to ensure the voters' comfort and ease in performing their constitutional duty.
Now, Your Excellency, how does Egypt's system for expatriate voting compare to other countries in terms of accessibility and security?
I think in terms of security, the embassy has communicated with the local authorities in Denmark in order to ensure all the possible security arrangements before the elections in order to protect, the headquarters of the embassy. And at the same time, the process itself, we have tried to make it as smooth and easy as possible. The citizen who arrives at the embassy, we make sure that he is eligible for voting, and then he starts the process. Everything is printed, everything is ready. He has a special room in order to cast his vote and his ballot, and then he comes back and he puts it in the box, and he finishes the election process. I think, when we compare it to the other embassies that have performed the process here in Denmark, the process is very easy, and I think it's very, it makes it easier, for the voters to cast their vote.
Now, Your Excellency, how did the embassy, coordinating with the National Election Authority and the Central Operations Room in Cairo, facilitate the process for the voters and at the same time ease the process itself?
As I said, the embassy has worked to provide all the logistical and organizational facilities and to remove any obstacles to the participation of the members of the community in the elections. Of course, the members of the diplomatic mission here in Denmark prepared the electoral headquarters, allocated spaces for the elderly, we created a suitable environment to ensure the voters' comfort, and ease in performing their constitutional duty. We are in direct contact with the National Electoral Authority, and we are also in direct contact with the technical, I would say, committee, which is responsible for making sure that there are no obstacles or there are no problems with the electronic system that we are using in the embassy. And there is a lot of coordination, actually, as I said, under the supervision of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I think, I mean, that we are also in constant contact with the members of the community in order to urge them to participate widely. So, I mean, in this context, I think, I mean, that there has been very positive and very good coordination with the Electoral Committee. There has been direct contact throughout the day. And, I mean, this makes sure, and everybody is making sure that the process is done in the best possible.
Right. If I may ask you here about the importance of the participation of Egyptians abroad in strengthening democratic representation through the Senate.
Well, as I said before, I mean, it's part of the citizens' political awareness and their recognition that they constitute a natural extension of their homeland abroad, but also it's part of their constitutional duty and their constitutional right. And of course, they are very well aware, as it is in many of the European countries, the role of the Senate to support, of course, the Congress or to support the People's Assembly in taking, the necessary decisions and in applying, all the democratic guidelines in the political life. So, they are very well aware of that, especially, the communities living in Europe, about the importance of their participation in the process.
Right. From Copenhagen, that was Ambassador Karim Sharif, Egypt's ambassador to Denmark. We thank you so much here for joining us here on Q News.